Such an eventful weekend in the world of Path of Exile. I won't lie to you, but I think almost if not everything that got announced looks freaking great. I know this video is a bit late on all the hype, but I still gotta talk about it. After all, Path of Exile is the backbone of this channel. In today's content, I'm gonna go through the main announcements from Exilecon. I'm not gonna criticize anything about it, while at the same time I won't describe at 100% accuracy what got announced this past weekend, but I'll give you a summary of the stuff, while at the same time I'll share my thoughts and opinions on the stuff. In the background gameplay, there is my Winter of Chieftain doing various assorted activities. If you wish to play a similar character, I'm gonna leave a link in the description to a video guide about him. Again, as with all my content recently, if you find it interesting or entertaining, consider clicking the subscribe button. We are roughly a month away from the next league and the endgame expansion, and that is going to be a doozy. Alrighty then, let's talk about Exilecon. There were 4 major things that got announced at Exilecon: Path of Exile 2, 3.9's expansion Conquerors of the Atlas, Metamorph League, and Path of Exile Mobile. The too long didn't watch version of this video is that in my opinion everything looks freaking great, and the only downside is that we won't have access to at least half of the things announced in a while. Hell, even Path of Exile Mobile looks interesting enough to play it on a consistent basis. Personally, I rate the Exilecon announcements a solid 9 out of 10. With that out of the way, it's time to talk about the long will watch version of this video. 3.9 is going to be an expansion to the endgame. The map progression has changed, the endgame bosses got shifted, and now we fight the Conquerors of the Atlas. Also, you can now upgrade maps and socket stuff on the Atlas, while also you start at the center of it. There's also influenced currency that adds unique modifiers as well as new uniques, new divination cards, etc. There's also a lot of bow related reworks and things. For example, Barrage is now a support gem. Bow skills are getting a lot of love this time around. There's also plus versions of support gems, which are way better versions than the OGs. 3.9 looks and sounds very interesting. The idea of operating tiers for all maps seems like a neat thing on paper, at least to me. Considering that you need to fight the Conqueror Exiles to unlock stuff to add more maps into the Atlas and upgrade existing ones, I hope that these fights are accessible enough to let players progress consistently and not semi-erratically like we do right now. At the same time, the bow stuff seems pretty cool. Rip Tornado Shot, by the way. I don't see myself playing bows day one, but I'm gonna try their changes later down the league. The only drawback I see is that Shaper and Elder items are gonna be scarce, and that will change the way certain builds are made, as plenty of them nowadays rely on one or more Shaper/Elder items on their gear. I guess I'm not reheating the Winter of Chieftain outright on day one. At the same time, I can see items like the Watcher's Eyes, the Starforge, the Eternity Shroud, and some others becoming more expensive to trade, considering how uncommon Shaper and Elder are going to be now. Now, in Metamorph League, we're gonna help Bravo 6 go dark while he cosplays a Big Daddy, and our task is collecting samples from monsters we kill that we will then combine to create a powerful metamorphic foe to kill. It's a bit of a mouthful, but from what I'm understanding, it's like we're looting Play-Doh from monsters we kill to create a monster that we will fight, and said monster is going to shapeshift during the encounter, and depending on the mods on the mob, it'll drop some neat stuff. Apparently, we're gonna be able to capture map bosses and combine them too. At the same time, Metamorph encounters drop catalysts, a new type of currency that adds quality to jewelry. Each type of catalyst has a mod type related to it, and the higher the quality value on the item, the related mobs get scaled. It can also get consumed through crafting to increase the chance of specific modifiers to appear. Metamorph League seems a bit wacky in my opinion. I'm not hating on it, I need to try it out to really see if I'm overreacting, but the concept seems unnecessarily complex. However, the catalyst system sounds freaking sweet, and if you can use fossils and essences to craft your stuff, I think we are in for some thick crafts, and that's gonna be really cool. I think the Metamorph idea in general is the weakest part of all the announcements, but the rewards seem chaseable, so we're gonna have to see how accessible and enjoyable the content really is. I mean, on the upside, I don't see my computer melting on the first encounter on like a certain league. The main announcement of the convention. It's a 7-act storyline that will be available alongside the original 10 acts, all the storylines leading to the same Atlas endgame. The exiles from the new storyline are different characters, and as such will have 90 new ascendancies different from the old 19 from the classic campaign. At the same time, the skill gem system is changing drastically. Support gems are now socketed directly into skill gems. It will be possible to 6-link every skill we use. There's also going to be a rework of weapon and armor models which look fucking baller in my opinion. There is also shapeshifting, which is something that a lot of players have been begging for years. It'll be interesting to see what kinds of builds we'll be able to come up with when they get introduced in PoE 2. From what we saw on the streams, there's new monster types, new animations, better cleaner looking graphics, and the combat seems a lot more fluid. Also, orbs of fusing are going away, so they are now on a countdown to extinction. Personally, I was not expecting Path of Exile 2. I was blown away by the changes that are coming, and seriously, I cannot wait to have that version of Path of Exile as the one we play daily. The new animations, characters and item models look fantastic and will definitely help reduce the dullness of the game we have today, as it is getting a bit outdated, graphically speaking that is. With players now capable of utilizing multiple 6 links at a time, build specialization is going to get crazy, though I wonder how will stuff that affects gem links will behave. Items with guaranteed 6 links like a tabula, a skin and shroud of the loyal, a shadow stitch, or linkless items like the Calm's heart or the Calm's roots, items with intrinsic unique supports like shroud of the lightless, etc. It's going to be interesting to see what they come up with to shake up the behavior of these items. Shapeshifting also seems pretty cool, and I cannot wait to go full furry in game to achieve maximum DPS or defense. I don't know, we'll see. Path of Exile 2 is something that caught me off guard and I couldn't be more excited for it. Lastly, they announced Path of Exile Mobile. There is very limited information about it besides the trailer and the website's info. From the short live demo showcase where they had CGD play some maps and the stuff that was talked about, Path of Exile Mobile seems to be focused around the Atlas system. It seems to be using gear and mechanics from PoE 2 and 3.9 endgame's changes. They promised no pay to win microtransactions, and the game is getting developed in-house at GGG, while at the same time they threw some shade to a certain company that blew a certain announcement about a certain franchise that competes in the action RPG genre. I wouldn't know about it though. The game has some hiccups performance-wise, and I can see this getting some optimization before release. It'll be interesting to know what the required phone specs will be to play it smoothly though. Personally though, I didn't know I needed this in my life, but after the reveal I can safely say I want it. Seriously, I changed phones recently and even got a gamepad for the new phone. Path of Exile Mobile seems to be the exact shit I need to have when I'm not near my PC. As someone who travels semi-frequently, not to far places, but enough to be deprived of my computer for even a couple days a month sometimes, this game is shaping up to be one of the top mobile offerings in recent years. Mapping while in the shitter, on a trip, when the ISP is having problems, when you can't sleep, when you wait for your food at a restaurant, etc. Hell, it almost seems unhealthy to want more reasons to remain hooked to PoE, but fuck it. The game looks great all around. Hopefully it does get controller support though. Also, there's gonna be a Mac version of the game, and I've also read whispers that the overall game is gonna get the Vulkan support, which can be a god blessing in terms of performance, so that's pretty cool to know. Path of Exile is going down a route that will provide plenty of opportunities to become better players while also multiplying the hours of fun we get out of it. There were other information dumps in which developers talked about the balance, and while I wasn't able to catch many of them, from the little I was able to check out, I appreciate the way they talked about the state of the game, items, skills, and how the game's balance needs to evolve going forward to keep it from growing stale. Headhunter lives on, for now, apparently. Besides that, Path of Exile Mobile looks great, and I'm very interested to see where that little project goes. But that's it for the information dump at the first ever Exilecon. I envy everyone who went because it seemed like the event was a blast for fans of the game. The raw plushies looked awesome, and I also envy anyone who owns one. Anyways, as for the channel's content going forward, with the next league being roughly a month away, and I'm pretty much done with new character ideas until Metamorph League. The remaining PoE content before Blight goes away is some closing thoughts on the league and the Metamorph starter build. I may do another video on the Chieftain Winterer because I really like playing this character, but we'll have to see. At the same time, I'm gonna be posting stuff on other games until Metamorph, while personally I'm still figuring out what stuff to play to create some content on. One of the games that is getting some spotlight is Halo Reach, which comes out on the 3rd of December. I'm gonna be gaming some real degenerate hours on Reach, so expect videos on it. That game is gonna become side content during Metamorph, so look forward to that, should be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hopefully the remaining of the month is not light on content on the channel, but we're gonna have to see about that. I wanna thank you for watching the video, and if you found the content enjoyable, be sure to hit the subscribe button on the way out. Anyways, be sure to tune in next time where we get to analyze if Blight turned out to be as essential as the oils sold on Amazon.com. Peace out.